solidarity among African leaders. It disclosed that Africa is one family and rely on that strength to pursue its agenda. Speaking on the central theme of the summit, which is harnessing the demographic dividend through investments in youth, he assured that the African Union will align its Agenda 2063 project with the Sustainable Development Goals to achieve the targets holistically. Outgoing chairperson of the African Union, Dr. Nkosazana Zuma, said in actualizing the target to give African youth a greater space to drive and participate in governance across the sectors, a special envoy will be appointed by AU to coordinate and mainstream youth in Africa.
African Union Summit in Addis Ababa. Omini Oden again reports.
United Nations Secretary General described Amina Mohammed as an accomplished leader in international development. He said gender parity and women's empowerment is a top priority, noting that when you empower women, you empower the world. He said he is ready to work with the African Union, challenging the Union to come up with ideas on how best to strengthen the cooperation and partnership with the United Nations. Mr. Antonio said he will partner the AU to present a set of concrete proposals to the UN Security Council on
Chairman Alhaji Sani Zuru paid him a courtesy call to sympathize with the government and people of Borno State over the incident at the government house. The Deputy Governor, on behalf of the government and people of Borno State, commended the National Assembly for the visit to Borno to sympathize with the people and also going around the hospitals to see the survivors of the incident. The Deputy Governor said, considering the effort of the military in the restoration of peace in the state, the people have never taken the incident as deliberate but rather an act of God. The Chairman, House of Representative Committee on IDPs, Alhaji Mohammed Sani Zoro, said they came to convey the goodwill of House of Representative members under the leadership of Yakubu Dogara.
The determination of the federal government to assist those affected in the accidental bombing as well as other victims of insurgency towards restoring normalcy in their lives and communities. The delegation was taken around by the medical director, Dr. Laraba Bello, who confirmed that those on admission are responding to treatment. The Victim Support Fund was also asked the University of Maiduguri to condole the management of the institution over the recent suicide attack at a mosque in which a professor of veterinary medicine lost his life, among others. In Maiduguri, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Borno State government
assuring that they will continue to live in peace with their family members. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Mohammed Musa, NTA News.
A study aimed at ensuring Nigeria's readiness to mitigate against HIV/AIDS drug resistance among those on antiretroviral therapy through viral load monitoring and other ways has been conducted by a team of Nigerian researchers. The research by the Nigerian Medical Research in collaboration with some Nigerian university teaching hospitals and
research was emphasized at the meeting. In Abuja, Rabi Abdallah, NTA News.
Public-spirited groups and individuals have been advised to support government efforts at making life more meaningful for the rural dwellers. The advice came during the distribution of over 100 million naira grant by T.Y. Denjuma Foundation in response to the development needs of communities in its focal states. Uchenwizu has details.
Rural communities are usually presumed to be characterized by lack of basic necessities. The foundation has always stepped in through its grantees to bridge the gap of infrastructural deficits. To ensure its disbursed funds are effectively utilized for the underserved communities, the foundation trains its grantees.
To strengthen grantees' understanding of the foundation's grant-making processes, procedures, project management, financial management, and reporting expectations.
Money in hand, the life-saving project executors hope to make a mark.
Since I'm working in a health center, I know that it is going to help me to save a lot of lives, this project, because it has to do with intervention in the area of surgery and mother and child health care.
For us, it is to make a correction to the young girls that have dropped out from secondary school, first year, second year, third year in Benue State, and the rates are high.
The grants
and sustainable development, media and environmental stakeholders say environmental protection should be supported by all to revert natural disasters. Susan Asukwo reports that the plans, progress, and challenges of tackling climate change form the central focus at the engagement of United Nations Climate Change, held in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State.
In line with United Nations framework on climate change and adoption of internationally coordinated efforts to tackle ecological and environmental impacts, the Akwa Ibom State government, through the Ministry of Environment and Mineral Resources, has engineered discourse for stakeholders to brainstorm on the possible and easiest methods of reducing the negative impact of climate change on the people. The experience sharing workshop re-echoed the ecological and environmental impact, which include coastal and gully erosions, landslide, deforestation, pollution, oil spill, and environmental degradation.
We have made a lot of agreements at different fora for the state government to make it mandatory that we stop gas flaring. Hence, we work with other professionals to put in place what we call climate resilient rules.
On the roadmap for sustainable and economic development, Akwa Ibom State Commissioner for Environment, Dr. Iniabong Essien, advocated the use of climate-resistant products and materials in infrastructural development.
My hope is that
external financing needs. The Finance Minister, Lamia Zibi, on Monday informed the media that the government also plans to sell 1 billion euros worth of Euro bonds later in the year to cushion the effects of 2017 deficit. Before we go, let's take a look at how trading fared on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange this Monday. The stock market update wraps up this segment. Thanks for being there. I am Chukunonso Nwabueze.
6 people have been killed and another 8 injured in a shooting at a mosque in Quebec City of Canada. This and more on the foreign scene with Basi Taipang as our guy.
Kenyan soldiers will rejoin the United Nations peacekeeping mission in South Sudan after controversially leaving last year. A statement from the Kenyan State House says the UN also offered to return command of the peacekeeping force to Kenya. Kenyan President and the UN Secretary General met on sidelines of the African Union Summit in Addis Ababa. According to the statement, the duo have agreed to reset relations, which led to the Kenyan's exit. Israel's parliament is widely expected to vote into law on a bill retroactively legalizing about 4,000 settler homes, a measure the Attorney General says is unconstitutional. Passage of the legislation backed by the right-wing government and condemned by Palestinians as a blow to statehood hopes may be likely symbolic as it goes against Israeli Supreme Court rulings on property rights. However, critics and some legal experts say it will not survive judicial challenges. The Trump administration is standing firm on its ban on immigration from 7 countries, despite court rulings and mass protests against it. In a statement, the president said visas would once again be issued once the most secured policies were put in place and denied it was a Muslim ban. Basi Taipang, NTA News.
In our sport, basketball stakeholders converge on Abuja to chart a new course for the sports in 2017 as
FC and NTA International, who are tied on 10 points apiece, separated by goal difference, and as Aqua United at the rear with 3 points from 5 games.